Good morning, Black America. Grand Rising, beloved. I'm Crypto Stock Markets, and here's what's moving the market today. Altcoins are under the heaviest selling pressure in roughly 5 years. That is not a small stat, that is structural pressure. When selling pressure stretches that far back, it means speculation is being drained out of the system. It means weak projects are being exposed. It means emotional money is exiting. Bitcoin is hovering near what analysts are calling late bear market territory. Not a crash, not a collapse, a compression zone. That is where markets decide whether they are rebuilding or breaking. Right now, it looks like rebuilding. While retail is focused on red candles, infrastructure stories are moving quietly. The XRP Ledger just activated a members-only decentralized exchange upgrade aimed at regulated institutions. That is not retail hype, that is compliance, infrastructure. That tells you that they are building rails for banks, funds, and regulated capital. Robinhood's Layer 2 testnet just crossed roughly 4 million users. 4 million. That is not meme traffic, that is scaling preparation. That tells you traditional fintech is positioning for on-chain value. Coinbase is restructuring its base network stack to move toward a more unified solution. That is engineering consolidation, that is control over infrastructure. At the same time, Coinbase leadership is publicly addressing quantum computing risk. They are not dismissing it, they are preparing for it. That is long-term thinking. Now shift to the headline that grabbed attention. Bill Gates stepped back from India's AI summit amid controversy tied to the newly released Epstein files. Prince Andrew was arrested in the United Kingdom. King Charles publicly stated that the law must take its course. Those are high-profile names. That is high-level scrutiny. When elite names resurface in controversy, public trust in centralized power weakens. Markets feel that money responds to trust. This does not mean scandal drives crypto prices overnight. It means confidence in legacy systems becomes fragile. When confidence becomes fragile, alternative systems gain relevance. Crypto is an alternative financial system, not a rumor, not a theory, an alternative rail. Altcoins bleeding tells you speculation is flushing. Bitcoin compressing tells you structure is being tested. Institutions building tells you long-term capital is preparing. Those three together form a reset phase. Reset phases are uncomfortable. Reset phases they're quiet, and reset phases do not trend on social media. They build foundations. Now let's go deeper into what actually matters. The CFTC has been speaking about prediction markets and regulatory posture. That tells you the federal oversight is not retreating, it's refining. Regulation does not kill markets, it defines them. Defined markets attract institutional capital. Institutional capital demands infrastructure. Infrastructure is what we are watching develop in real time. Layer 2 adoption is accelerating. Regulated, decentralized exchange models are emerging. Security conversations are becoming serious. That is maturity. Altcoins are being forced to prove they have utility. Speculation without structure is being punished. That is healthy. Bitcoin hovering near lower cycle territory does not signal the end. It signals compression. Compression phases are where strong hands position quietly. You do not chase random tokens during compression. You focus on durability. You focus on adoption metrics. You focus on infrastructure upgrades. When trust in centralized institutions take hits, whether political or corporate, decentralized narratives strengthen over time. Not emotional, structurally. This environment is not about hype. It's about filtration. Weak projects get filtered out. Weak convictions get filtered out. Only structure survives. That is how markets mature. Retail sees red candles and feels panic. Institutional sees infrastructure upgrades and see opportunity. Do not operate like emotional retail. Operate like disciplined capital. Ignore the noise cycle. Watch and build during all the cycles. Bitcoin compression will tell you the volatility is coiling. Regulated upgrades tell you serious players are preparing. Layer 2 growth tell you scale is coming. Regulatory refinement tells you boundaries are forming. This is not a collapse narrative. This is a restructuring narrative. Speculation is thinning. Infrastructure is strengthening. Trust in legacy systems is being questioned. Decentralized systems are refining. That combination is not random. Protect capital during resets, avoid emotional positioning, and pay attention to structure. Pay attention to who is building while headlines distract. That is how you stay ahead of the cycle instead of reacting to it. I'm Crypto Stock Markets, keeping you 2 steps ahead of the market on Good Morning Black America.